So one thing that gets shared around the community quite a bit is Wuthering Waves is EOS, or Wuthering Waves is going to be dead in a couple of months or in a couple of weeks, or whenever these people want to decide that they want the game to die. Now obviously a lot of us Wuthering Waves players know that this isn't the case at all, and well, I wanted to go through a couple of analytics, which I tend to go through every kind of couple of updates to see if there's a change in how much people are enjoying Wuthering Waves and how many people are actually playing Wuthering Waves at the moment, to actually get a grasp on how well it's doing, and also to prove a lot of these people wrong that the game isn't EOS and that the game isn't dying and that it's just their own delusions. So we're going to be going through a little bit of data, and it's through data that we actually know about and through data that everybody can access rather than some kind of sketchy like kind of multiplication type stuff which we've seen in the past, and just kind of talking about how well Wuthering Waves have actually been doing with version 2.0 and growing their game in general. Before we get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also go to Game Subs, use my code KESA, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. They got some new events on at the moment, so go over there, use my code KESA and get 10% off. Let's get back into the video. So as I said, I use a number of different kind of places to actually grasp on how well Wuthering Waves is doing at the moment, and well, one of these websites is obviously Google Play. Google Play is one of the top app stores out there, especially for Android. It's probably the top app store, and well, it seems like it's been very popular over there, seeing as the rating has gone up even further to a 4.7. In my last video covering this, it was actually at a 4.6, meaning that it's gone up by 0.1. Now obviously this isn't a dramatic change, but also this was at a 4.6 whenever version 2.0 came out, meaning that it's gone even further up with version 2.1 coming out, which again is very exciting because it means that, you know, even more people are engaging with the game, even whenever updates aren't as high as maybe version 2.0, because let's be real, probably the biggest update that we've had so far is version 2.0. You know, they added a ton of new stuff, tons of people came over to the game, and people were just excited more in general, whereas version 2.1, despite it being very good, it just didn't have as much as that oomph that, you know, version 2.0 had, and well, it's good to see that people are still enjoying the game despite them having a little bit of a slower update, because I'm sure we've got even bigger updates to come in the future, which I'm very excited to see. Now obviously, you know, it's the downloads have stayed pretty similar. It says 5 million plus. I'm pretty sure that doesn't change unless it goes to like 10 million. So again, you know, we'll have to wait and see if that changes in the future. And obviously some of the most recent reviews, there's this person saying an incredible game, feels more like a AAA game after version 2.0. The developers listen and appreciate their audience. The game is plenty of fun, and even before the end game, the combat is polished and the world exploration is very interesting and diverse. Runs well on my Fold 2 with relatively high fidelity and 40 FPS. Supports controller through USB connectivity. So again, you know, there's been a lot of improvements in the mobile sphere, especially for Wuthering Waves, and if they're running it on a Fold 4, it seems like it has been running pretty well on phones recently, because that has been one of the main things. A lot of people haven't really liked how Wuthering Waves have been handling their mobile kind of situation. Apparently it just doesn't run very well, but it seems like for some people it can actually run pretty decently, and also they improved it by adding controller support, which was a massive play from them, which obviously has you know, gained them a lot of support in this case. And you know, doing these small little quality of life changes actually helps to bring Wuthering Waves a little bit more on top, which again is just great. And obviously there's some 3-star ones which I'm very interested about. They say the game itself is great, quality of life and convenience features far surpass anything I've seen from similar games. Combat is still very fun despite the restrictions of mobile. Performance is still an issue, however. I have no problem running similar games such as Genshin and normal temps on mid settings at 30 FPS, while wuwa struggles at low settings at 30 FPS, regularly dropping below 10 FPS in fights and constantly overheating. Yes, auto FPS is enabled, desperately needs another round of optimization. So again, that would be a change that I think a lot of you know, mobile fans would be looking forward to. And overall though, in terms of the actual ratings itself, it seems to be doing pretty decently, especially if you consider some of the other gacha games out there. I'm pretty sure like Genshin Impact and I think Starro at a much lower kind of rate, and obviously that's due to a lot of people being angry with some of the rewards they've gotten, and they've been review bombed on Google Play before, but that's yet to happen to Wuthering Waves yet, which again is great to see. And you know, it's only 0.3 off of 5 stars, which is pretty much perfect. But obviously, you know, I'm not saying that Wuthering Waves is a perfect game, but you know, that's how close the rating is to that. It's just exciting to see that a lot of people on Google Play have been really enjoying this game, as well as a lot of the PC players out there. Then also, if we move over to the PlayStation Store, obviously Wuthering Waves actually released on PlayStation in version 2.0, meaning that it's only been out for 2 versions, and well, it seems to be still doing pretty solid. The kind of rating hasn't changed here. Whenever I checked yesterday, it was at 0.36, meaning that it went up by 0.01, so obviously that's not a massive change. It's actually gone back down to 0.35 though, which was the original rating that we actually saw in my last video talking about this. So it means that the rating has not changed, but that's honestly a good thing considering how many more ratings there are. I'm pretty sure last time we checked, there was actually 11,000 ratings, and it's gone up to 13,000, meaning that 2,000 people more have rated it, and they've rated it pretty well, considering that, you know, the rating has stayed pretty similar, you know, it hasn't gone down to a 1-star or anything like that. So again, it's great to see that, you know, PlayStation players have actually been really enjoying this game, because as I said, PlayStation is one of those things that helps bring the community together even more, because it allows even more people to access the game, maybe if they don't have a good enough phone to run it, as I was saying, because the optimization isn't that great, or maybe they don't have a PC to run it as well, which again, you know, you have PlayStation in between, which allows even more people to play it. And I've seen actually a really big influx of you know, PS5 players, because 13,000 is only the people that decided to rate the game. Think about how many people have actually downloaded and how many people haven't actually rated the game. It's absolutely insane, and obviously there's a lot of people out there that have been playing over on PS5 and really enjoying it. So overall, it is a pretty big win for Wuthering Waves over there as well to maintain that kind of rating. Obviously, yeah, 13,742 ratings, which is definitely a step up from the 11,000 ratings that we had before. So again, really good for PlayStation, and hopefully they can keep cooking and keep providing all the, you know, same updates that we've been getting over on PC, because again, you know, people have been really enjoying it over there. Now, obviously, the final one, which obviously a lot of people like to use, is Google Trends. Now, in the blue is Wuthering Waves, red is Genshin Impact, yellow is Honkai Star, and green is Zealous Zone Zero. And obviously, this is how they've been performing. And well, if you look above my head right now, it's pretty similar, to be honest, in terms of all the other ones other than Genshin Impact. Obviously, Genshin Impact is such a massive game. Now, if we actually looked even longer, the past 5 years, you would see that Genshin Impact has actually been on a slight kind of trajectory down. You know, it's been slowly going down and down and down, which again, you know, that's fine for them. But still, despite that, they're one of the most popular games out there. So obviously, they're still going to be one of the highest on this list. But also, as you can see here, you know, Wuthering Waves is just at the lowest, but honestly, there isn't much in it. You know, between Zealous Zone Zero, Honkai Star, and everything else, they're all pretty much similar. Now, obviously, Zealous Zone Zero recently had that trailer drop, which has caught a lot of attention, so it's slightly going up here, as we can see. Wuthering Waves is kind of stagnating here a little bit. That's due to a lot of the updates. You know, we haven't seen much. Obviously, we had the brant update, which provided a little bit of a spike, but again, not too much. But one thing I did notice with Wuthering Waves is that we had a very low patch whenever it came to some of the earlier versions and version 1.0 and stuff like that. And then once we hit that version 2.0 spike, it kind of maintained a much higher status, which is really great to see, because it means that people have been engaged and enjoying the game more long term after version 2.0 has come out, which is obviously really good news for a lot of the developers, because it means that obviously more people are looking up the game, more people are playing it, and overall it just means they are doing better, despite them being at the bottom here. But again, I think, you know, you just have to give it a little bit of time to cook, and hopefully it can, you know, grow even further, because let's be real, Honkai Star is also this low as well. That game has been pretty good, but you know, one slip up or one good move and a game can go really high or it can go really low. So again, it'll be really interesting to see how this changes over time and how the searches are actually going. But overall, you know, Genshin Impact is the most searched game, with Honkai Star second. Zealous Zone Zero pretty much almost taking over, I'd say. It's about the same for Honkai Star and Zealous, and then Wuthering Waves at the bottom. So again, that's not too great, but I do have faith that it will go up over time, especially as Wuthering Waves add more updates. Now, obviously, you know, a lot of this has been caused by a lot of the updates that have been coming out and a lot of the quality of life changes, which I talked about in my last video. Obviously, I talked about some of the new quality of life changes that we could be getting, and some of the changes that a lot of players want, and hopefully we do see them go into the game, because that will help them, you know, further these kind of analytics and these kind of success, I guess you want to say. And yeah, hopefully we do see Wuthering Waves cook even more in the future. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also go to Game Subs. As I said, use my code KESA, get 10% off, and let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that Wuthering Waves is doing pretty good? You think it's in a pretty good spot at the moment? Or do you think that maybe it could use a little bit of working on? Yeah, that's about all I got, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.